first and foremost, is in the second edition of the Human Being Diet, because it contains a really, really good glossary. And, so if you're wondering about walnuts, you just look up walnuts. Or if you're wondering about how many eggs you're allowed to have, you just look up eggs in the glossary. Let's see what it says about eggs here. Apple allergy, apple, artificial sweeteners, avocado, bad breath, bloating. So what to do about all of those things. So it really, really makes life easier. Eggs, for instance. 2 eggs is a normal protein portion for any of your daily meals, but only once a day. So the idea is you don't keep having the same protein for 3 meals a day. You choose a different protein for each of your meals. If you weigh less than 65 kilos or 143 pounds, you can choose to have 1 egg for breakfast with 100 grams of vegetables. So the vegetable weights are always the same for everybody. But for lunch and dinner, it's always 2 eggs. The standard weight is 130 grams of vegetables. And then the next entry is electrolytes, and then emotional eating, see self-sabotage, then about Epsom salts, exercise, fermented foods. So it's all in here. It's a real minefield of information, or real mine of information. Minefield sounds dangerous. A mine of information. So please, if you have any questions, first check in the second edition of the Human Being Diet. And the cookbook's a pretty good place to look too, but the glossary in the second edition is really, really useful. Because I have had some lovely messages this week, and as I do every week actually, I'm very, very lucky. But I've also had lots of really basic questions about things like cottage cheese, almond milk, mung beans, flax seeds, keto powder, honey, chia seeds and tomatoes. And I just wanted to reassure you that those things weren't left out by mistake. A lot of careful thought and consideration and clinical experience went into making the HBD food lists. So what I'm trying to say is the foods on the list weren't picked at random. They were carefully chosen to give you a wide array of nutrients which provide the most bang for your buck. You've probably heard me say that before. So the most fibre or the most antioxidants and the least sugar. So things like that. So when you're looking at the foods on the list, try to avoid thinking about what can I substitute for that. Just say to yourself, I'm really going to embrace HBD. I want the very best results. And as a result of that, I'm only going to eat the foods on the list.